Hello and welcome. Did you know that the inside of a sprouted coconut is edible? When the coconut sprouts, the inside endosperm transforms itself into a delicious marshmallow-like texture, called a coconut apple. You will simply need a sprouted coconut, which you can grow on your own. For this, you will need to find or buy a ripe coconut without any signs of rotting or damage. Vet for rotting and damage by shaking it to ensure that there's water, and making sure there aren't any unpleasant smells coming from the coconut. Here are a few tips on how to make the growing process go by quicker. In nature, coconuts often end up in the ocean, and stay there for up to 100 days, and travel around 3,000 kilometers. After this they are able to sprout with more ease. We recommend you to put a good coconut into seawater for up to 10 days, which will make the husk of the coconut softer, and make the germinating process easier. If you don't have access to seawater, you can use just regular fresh water and add a few spoons of salt and sugar. If you remove the husk from the coconut, you will see that the coconut has 3 openings on the top, called germinating pores. One of the openings is very soft, and it is the opening that people usually use to drink coconut water from. It is also the same pores from which the coconut sprouts. So when you have your soaked coconut ready, you can take your wide container and ensure that it has good drainage. Because you will need to water this coconut regularly. Fill the container with sand or garden soil, mixed with sand. It will also be useful to make a few deep slits on top of the coconut, all the way around, since we do not know exactly where the sprouting pores are. Place your coconut in the container, with the sand slightly upright at about a 45 degrees angle, so that the sprouting pore is above the ground. Cover about 2/3 of the coconut with wet sand, leaving just the top of the coconut uncovered. Put it in a very sunny spot, because coconuts love the sun. For a coconut to sprout, the ideal temperature needs to be around 30 degrees Celsius, and not lower than 15 degrees Celsius, while the humidity needs to be no less than 70%. We highly recommend you water your coconut every day, and make sure that the sand is always wet. In approximately 2 months, you will start to see your coconut sprout, and in around 3 to 4 months, you will see a small coconut much like the one here. Coconut palm trees only grow in USDA Zone 9+. It takes up to 5 to 6 years for a coconut tree to start bearing fruits. We are going to clean our sprouted coconut, to show you what is inside. Young coconut palms use nutrients from the endosperm for approximately 20 to 24 weeks. During this nourishing period, the endosperm layer inside the shell turns itself into a marshmallow-like fruit. This is what allows the absorption process of nutrients to occur. As we remove the husk, we see a very good developed root. Coconut tree roots are different from normal tree roots and develop a more fibrous root system. Many roots lie on the surface layer, which is about 50 centimeters deep. Among these roots are thicker roots, about 3 inches wide, which act as anchors for the tree. As you can see, we already have a few roots going into the ground from the coconut, which means that this young palm has already received some nutrition from outside of its shell. It will take a few months until this young palm tree will be fully independent from the shell. But for now, it still relies on the nutrition found inside of the shell. Now we are going to open them and see what's inside. When we clean the coconut shell from the husk, you have to use heavy knife in order to crack the shell itself. Coconuts are used for many things ranging from cosmetics to culinary use and even agriculture. In the floral industry, crushed coconut husk is used for certain flowers, such as succulents and orchids, as a unique fertilizer and a soil conditioner. We need 3,500 coconuts to produce 1 ton of this fertilizer. The coconut shell is widely used for jewelry and art purposes. They are also used to make souvenirs for tourists. By hitting the middle of the nut, you will eventually crack the coconut open. Slowly remove the cracked shell and reveal the hidden fruit inside. It is yellowish on the outside, and once you break it apart, you will see the very delicate edible white flesh. It has a very unique taste, sweet like candy, which melts in your mouth. Even if you don't want to grow a palm tree, you can always enjoy this exotic fruit which comes from a sprouted coconut, by simply following the instructions of this video. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.